Hey y'all, hey, I am back again on this Monday night, and I am just coming to you to give a quick recap of my October finances. My finances are pretty boring, so they, it's no spark to them, but I'm going to go over what I spent. I did go over this month, and that is because I had my husband's birthday in mid to late September, and then our anniversary, my daughter's birthday. So it's a lot of things that were going on. So I did spend a little more on my cards than I usually do, but that is why, and I expected it. So I wasn't really bothered by it. It was just something that I generally expect at this time of year. So let's go over what happened in October so far, at least. I spent $1,194.13 on our mortgage, and that includes our escrow, so our taxes and home insurance and all that good stuff. I spent $3,599.06 on credit cards. Now that includes everything for us. So that's our groceries, car insurance, health insurance, just everything, because I literally put all of our bills that can be paid on a credit card on a credit card. So that total just, it's all inclusive. So just think of it like that. That's why this is a short little list. And then I spent $1,100 on student loans. So that total was $5,893.19. Now, please keep in mind that $969.27 is extra payments. So extra payments for my student loan, and then a smidge for the mortgage. I take, right now, I'm not focused on the mortgage. I'm focused on the student loan, but I do pay the equivalent of an extra 2 months of payments split out in the 12-month period. Let's see. So right now the mortgage sits at $84,023.20. That is the balance on our mortgage. And my student loan is at $14,445.89. Now, I will be making that additional payment that I talked about at the end of this month. It's going to either be on the 30th or the 31st of October. And once that posts, I'll be down to $9,983.70. And I am thrilled about that. Just even being under 10K would be just a major milestone in and of itself, but the biggest milestone will be when I don't see that on this paper. when I no longer see that on this list, man, a joy. So that is where I'm sitting at right now. So my total debt right now is $98,469.09. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Mistakes that I made. Now, I told you that there was an overage this month. I usually would like for all of these expenses to be around $5,160 or $5,200, and the current total is $58,93.19. And so it's roughly $767 more than I would want it to be. But I know where all of that was. It was birthday stuff, it was dinners related to those, it was gifts, it was little incidentals around the house. So it wasn't too bad, but that is where that $767 was spent. I do know where it was. So, and I did make mistakes this month. And the mistakes that I made were, I usually pay my credit cards every month before the statement drops. So before it hits my credit report and everything, I usually pay it off. So basically, right before the statement drops, I just pay the whole total off. And this month, I forgot to do that. Not only on one card, but on two. And at first, when I realized it, I cried. And I cried because I think I was just so shocked that I dropped the ball. I'm so used to being regimented in how I do things. And I think I had just gotten so caught up with work and other stuff that I literally forgot. And I paid it immediately. And Chase, I think Chase was like the day after the statement dropped. But with them, if you do not pay by the statement drop date, and let's say you pay it the next day, they automatically update your credit report. But Amex does not. So I had like $2,000, I think it was like $2,200 post on my credit report. And that part didn't really bother me that much because I'm not really using credit right now. I'm not buying anything. I'm not doing anything. And it didn't even affect my credit at all. But it was just, I think I was so overcome with the fact that I usually do this routine and I did not do that routine. And it bothered me really, really bad for about a few minutes. And then I came to my senses and I'm like, well, what are you upset about? I mean, when you pay before the statement drops, you don't have a payment due. So you're not going to get a notification. You're not going to get like a reminder, your payment is due on blah, 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 because there's nothing there. You don't have a payment due. And so it has to be mental power that, for you to pay it off. And I don't use auto pay because if I used auto pay, it wouldn't pay. Like sometimes you have those little last minute things that you put on the card and they may not have cleared yet. And I wait until it clears and make sure everything is cleared before I pay it. So that's the reason I don't do the auto pay feature. And plus, I don't even think they do that before the statement drops. You have to have something there for them to pay. I'm not even sure how that works. But so I didn't do that. And I beat myself up about it. And then I was just like, well, it's paid now. What are you upset about? I think it was, like I said, I think it was just the fact that I'm so used to being regimented like that. And I started doing that because credit cards were like my arch nemesis. Like I felt like I would never get out of credit card debt. I felt like it would just be this way forever. And when I got out of it, I was like, I'm not even going to let this stuff sit there, because if I let just a small amount sit there, I'm going to just leave it. And then I'm going to start piling on and piling on and piling on, because it does take discipline to not accumulate credit card debt. It's so easy to swipe, so hard to have the discipline to not go overboard on those things. And that was the way that I kept myself out of it. It's like, okay, you pay it for the statement drops. You don't even have a payment due. You don't owe anybody. It's over. The month that you make the charges is the month that you're paying them, and you don't have to worry about it. And so it just bothered me. It bothered me really bad. It just took me back to a place where I was like, oh man, am I going to start this again? But no, that is not the case. And you guys know that I have split finances in my house. So when I'm talking about our bills here, I'm talking about, when I talk about the mortgage and stuff like that, we do both contribute to that. So this is just the sum total of everything that went out this month. So that is really it. That's all I got. Did you guys make any mistakes? Did you go over your budget? What's the deal with you guys for October? I'm just really happy that hopefully, well, not even hopefully, for sure, at the end of this month, I will be under 10K in my student loans, and I can be that much closer to saying goodbye to it. Let me know what's going on with you guys. What is going on in your world of your budgets and finances? I love reading your comments. I love learning from you all. I love the advice. I just love it. So keep it coming. And thank you so much for watching me. and I will talk to you soon. Bye.